Hello and welcome to NDTV Profit. You're joining us in the special coverage of the announcement of the new RBI Governor. Sanjay Malhotra, Department of Revenue Secretary, has been announced as the new RBI Governor for a period of 3 years. He will take over the position on 11th of December. On the 10th of December, Shaktikanta, who has been serving as the RBI Governor for the last 6 years, will relinquish his post and will move into retirement. Of course, this announcement comes right when we were expecting, there was a lot of discussion around who exactly will take over, whether there will be an extension for Shaktikanta Das or not, whether he will end up becoming the longest serving RBI Governor. Currently, remember that Shaktikanta Das is the second longest serving RBI Governor. Before this, Benegal Rama Rao had served over 7 years, I think about 7.5 years as RBI Governor. Then there's Shaktikanta Das, and now it's time for a new person to take over. To discuss this and further, I'm joined by Deepali Pant, former Executive Director of the Reserve Bank of India. Deepali ma'am, welcome to this conversation. I want to first, start with your views on the new announcement and what you thought of the last 6 years of Shaktikanta Das's tenure as RBI Governor.
Thank you very much. Of course, I'm very happy for Mr. Malhotra and extend to him my warmest wishes for his success in his tenure as the prestigious post of the RBI Governor. Well, Dr. Shaktikanta Das came also in very trying times just after demonetization, and he did a very good job, a safe pair of hands as he transited from the government of India, where he had also worked very closely with most of us as the finance secretary at the time. And I think the new incumbent also has a set of great challenges in front of him. I have no doubt that he would do as well and follow the rich legacy which Dr. Das has put in place for him. And there are certain things which Dr. Das did which was really exemplary. One was balancing innovation with regulation. And that he did through various hackathons, to being open to industry veterans, to speak to everybody. And he had a very human touch. So he was very well liked with the RBI unions. He was very kind and he was very unassuming. And that stood him in very good stead. And he became Central Banker of the Year for 2 consecutive years, which is no mean achievement. He did a lot for financial inclusion, especially for taking digital financial inclusion forward. And it is here that I am looking for new initiatives to Mr. Sanjay Malhotra. Let us not forget that he's a technocrat from the Indian Institute of Technology at Kanpur, and he will no doubt go much beyond the Jan Dhan Aadhaar mobile to real digital financial inclusion. As you all know, I'm passionate about that. And what he will do really is help to create a suite of products which will graduate poorer people through savings, credit, investment products, and help them to move forward. He also has extensive experience in several industry sectors, which will also be very useful. He has an MPA, I read, in public policy from Princeton, and public policy is what he will be mostly engaged in. But now he comes at a very interesting time when his first challenge will be to keep inflation at bay and also provide growth impulses to the Indian economy. Now, you must realize that there are endogenous factors like the prices of vegetables, etc., supply and demand pressures, but there are also exogenous factors like the Ukraine war, like the uncertain world situation. So there he will have to tread a very fine line in the ability to control inflation and also provide impulses for the growth of the economy, which is critical at this juncture. He will also, I'm sure, look at corporate resolution, the IBC, which has been stalling for a while, and he would like to resolve all of that going forward. I also feel that with all these challenges which he has, which he is absolutely equipped to meet, because he has a good track and an understanding of finance, and he will be monitoring the health of the financial system on a regular basis. And he will like to go beyond and go to further new avenues and face the challenges up front and I would wish him very much to look at cybercrime and cyber fraud. So while we do extend ourselves, digitally, we also have to be prepared for the new challenges of artificial intelligence. And here again, an innovation of Dr. Das. He started using it for reg tech and soup tech. We'll have to go a lot beyond it because now artificial intelligence will also help in lending decisions. So what we will have to see as a regulator is how do we stop biases and discrimination from creeping in? Essentially, he has to look
Dr.
at
Joshi,
economic growth with financial stability.
Right, Dr. Joshi. Thank you for that. Thank you for that succinct sort of an explanation for what Mr. Sanjay Malhotra will have to look forward to. But do stay tuned with us. I also have Mr. D.K. Mittal, former banking secretary, joining us on the phone line. Mr. Mittal, I just wanted to get your first reactions. Once again, we started this with Shaktikanta Das again, but again somebody from the government taking over as the RBI governor. Just wanted to get your views. What exactly will Mr. Sanjay Malhotra be looking forward to as he takes over at the RBI governor's chair?
So, Mr. Malhotra is a very experienced bureaucrat, Mr. Shaktikanta Das, and he is not unaware of RBI. He has been on the board of RBI for some time as Secretary DFS. He has been DFS Secretary for about a year time, so he's aware of that. And the RBI is such a large and established organization that things are very well worked out there. So you can only speed them up or slightly give them direction, but it's a very, very large and organized organization. So one doesn't have to worry on that count. But the biggest challenge which I feel today is the economy. That with the results which have come in and with the expectation which have shown that they have moderated, the growth rate is moderated, what RBI can do. They have a limited role to play, but they can do a lot of things within that limited role which they can play. Apart from that, the issues of simplification of processes, which is very critical. The cost of doing business for NBFCs and banks is pretty high, so what can be done in that area? Of course, the issues of financial inclusion, so which are very standard things, but they need a lot of fresh look as to how we can do that. So I think Mr. Malhotra will be able to continue the legacy of Mr. Das and take it forward.